Hello everyone, my name is Mallory Royal. This is a presentation on the Attitudes and Reflections for Colorado Christian University Social Psychology. Today I will be giving a presentation on attitudes and their effects. Throughout this presentation I will highlight what attitudes are, what they influence, how they are created, hypothesis and why they change, and offer personal insight from a day of observed attitude changes within myself. Attitude is an essential part in behavior and mood, which is influenced by many different stimuli, making this a great thing to understand. To begin, we must describe what is an attitude. Attitudes can be described as a summary of our perceptions and reactions to things that occur around us. Because there's so much going on around us, we can see that attitudes are very complex and differ from person to person based on experiences. Attitudes are based on our individual levels of evaluation of the things and people around us and have extremely impactful influence on our behaviors. These behaviors and attitudes may be from unconscious or conscious motives that affect our daily lives. According to Sabates 2012, researchers have found that activating automatic attitudes happens even when there is no explicit need or goal to make an evaluative judgment. When looking at my particular attitude through a day of observing myself, I recognized that there were many times where my attitude changed rather than staying stable. As my day began, I felt confident, positive, and assertive in my life and job, but as the day went on, I realized my attitude swayed from positive to negative to a more neutral ground, based on the experiences around me. Each interaction with a new person at work and my acquaintances influenced how I felt and the behavior I showed. This was especially shown when I had patients comment on my behavior and tell me I was bubbly and seemed happy after a conversation and positive encounter, and by contrast was shown in my partner saying I seemed worn down and distraught after a bad encounter. First, we must hypothesize on why these attitudes change. According to Finkel and Baumeister 2019, attitude change is based on the positive and negative beliefs and emotions that are associated with an attitude object and the perceived validity of these beliefs and emotions. I can also hypothesize that attitude changes due to external and internal stimuli, such as inherent feelings and mood based on emotions and social interactions that change our perceptions, like seen in my encounter with my patients and partner. It is also changed by judgments made of others and interpretations of things such as persuasion, which holds a very influential part in why they change. We can also assimilate that functions of an attitude are, simply put, as a way to influence our overall behavior, ways to interact with others in our conversations, a way to influence our perceptions of self, such as a positive or negative view, and understanding our surroundings. Sabates 2012 states that attitudes can help us organize our complex social world because they enable us to interact without having to reevaluate. A good example of how attitudes are reflected in Scripture is through Philippians 2, verse 14 and 15. This scripture reminds us that we are all innocent and to not fall victim to outside influence that may impact our attitude. I think this reflects that we are all able to remain positive and be a light to others within our attitude if we follow Scripture and a Christian worldview. In conclusion, attitudes play an imperative part in our functioning through daily life. Through my personal examples of observed attitudes, and the changes of what they were based on is seen, allowing for a better analysis of why and what causes this. Attitudes hold many functions and influence views of the world and the interactions we have, which influence our overall lives. Integrating Scripture helps us to organize our attitudes and lead to be more positive. Thank you for watching.